serving the purposes of the kingdom. We fear death. We fear persecution. We are overly conscious of our reputation. What did they say about you? What did social media say? And how do you... No. A true disciple of Jesus has died to your reputation. You will be misunderstood many times, no matter how sincere you were. They called Jesus Beelzebub. They will call you Beelzebub. Are we together? Persecution is not a strange thing for the believer. Avoid the avoidables. Stay away from trouble. But when trouble meets you on account of the cross, stand with honor. Stand with honor. I tell you, I've gotten to a point in my life where for me, it is a dead man standing before you. I'm telling you, for me to live is Christ. The things of this world, as wonderful as they are, they make very little sense for me. Little sense. I found a nobler anchor of my passion. So when you say you love Jesus, make sure you understand what you are saying. A true disciple is not one who lives for Jesus alone. It's one who, if need be, can die. This is how the gospel came. Paul said that I may know him. We stop there usually. And the power of his resurrection. It says, and the fellowship of his sufferings. The fellowship. Partaking of his sufferings. That if they insult you as a pastor, they insult you, they misunderstand you, they say all kinds about you, you rejoice in your heart that is on account of the cross. This was how the fathers brought the gospel. Right now we have an obsession for a seeker-friendly world. I'm not talking about becoming foolish and being hated by people. If you are foolish and you are hated by people, you are receiving the fruits of lack of wisdom. That's not persecution. I'm talking about loving Jesus. And then Satan begins to manipulate men from within and without, raising men to thwart your vision and your concentration. No. This is it. MOG. Thank God you are hearing it before you open the ministry next week. That is the implication of being a pastor. I know the poster is already, you have an online version of it. I'm not being sarcastic. Good message for you. You know 7 dimensions of hearing the voice of God. Also learn how to die for Jesus. Learn how to die for Jesus. Let me tell you this. I'm a young man, but I have been privileged to be around a few crises, including post-election violence. When the violence happened in Jos, I was there. I was in town. There were a few uprisings that have happened in Zaria. I was there. There was a time at the height of what Boko Haram was doing in Maiduguri. I went to minister for NCCF. I was about to come and take a flight from Zaria to Abuja. True story. And then they canceled the flight. Then I think it was an airline called, well, I won't mention the name. They are no longer in existence now. But then they were there. I remember the driver, I asked him, I said, can you go to Maiduguri? Because the believers were happy. Nobody was going there for justifiable reason. I mean, you could die. And I told them, I said, I'm coming. It was the NCCF that time. I said, I will come. I told the man, I said, can you take me by road? He told me how much I will pay. I said, let's go. I passed Kano. It was less than 1 hour when there was a bomb blast. And I didn't stop the journey. We went to a place called Potiskum. And there they had closed because the military were protecting those areas. I'm not saying that to command sympathy. I'm saying somewhere in the journey of your life, you will be faced with a situation where you will choose between Jesus and this life. It is milder for others. Some never even experience it. But my goodness, for some, that is the last badge they carry as they transit. You are not a true Christian if you are not taught this. Are we together? That night, I did not sleep in Potiskum because of poverty. I was not poor. It was the privilege of the fellowship of the cross. We got there, it was night. They had closed the place. because fightings and the rest were going on. And I remember sleeping, that mosquitoes and everything, there were piles of cars. And I remember a joy welled up in my spirit later in the night. I said, I'm doing this for your glory, with all honor, with all honor, with all honor. Is someone learning? I have decided to follow Jesus. I have decided, old song, but very powerful. I have decided to follow Jesus. No turning back, no turning back. I have decided to live for Jesus. I have decided to live for Jesus. I have decided to live for Jesus. No turning back, no turning back. I have decided to walk with Jesus. I have decided to work with Jesus. I have decided to walk with Jesus. No turning back. It's not a song, it's a declaration. I hear there are many people who sing this song now. I hope that the people who sing it are ready to die for Jesus. If not, don't sing it yet. Keep it first. The day you die, then you can sing it. You die to your flesh. Many people sing it and it's just a jamboree. No. It's a declaration that if I serve him in life, glory be to God. But if death meets me as I serve him, let it be my honor. The hymn writer says, I will be a true soldier. I will die at my post. Every military man, go and ask the generals. Some of them never died in war. The next time you see a general, that is a testament of a man who fought many battles. Many battles. There are soldiers that started from NDA. Some did not finish. They died on the way. One time I went to Zaria, and some of the soldiers that are around when we go, I went one time and I didn't see one of them again. And I was asking the friends, I said, where is this other person? And they all looked at one another and they said, he's gone. They went for an operation and they did not make it. The same way it is in the military. Some die in battle. Others survive, but they carry injuries. Others, as generals, you stand there, you see no finger again. It went. Others live until they retire. Others die. That's why they hold them in honor. There are military men in hospitals today because they fought for our nation. That's how it is in the kingdom. Some will start. Others have gone, like Dr. Miles Monroe. Oh dear, others have gone. Some finished, some in active battle, because those who should support them were busy wasting their time, showing success and competing. Others stood alone in battle and they died. Today is our turn. I wish I can talk to young men who are doing ministry. This is ministry, not preaching, not Greek, not Hebrew. No turning back. No turning back. Not conferences. No, sir. Not suits and designers. Thank God for those. Not how many members. Not just flying private jets. No. To die. I thank God that he started with me from the north. I've seen all kinds of things. All kinds of things. If I tell you I love Jesus, believe me. Koinonia, if you love Jesus, this is the price for being a disciple. Rise up on your feet. Rise up on your feet. Please hold hands with someone by your left and right if you can. We're wrapping up. Sorry for stretching you. Please, let's minimize movement. In 5 minutes or so, we're done. You can be that patient. Not after a sermon like this. The fruits of disciples. A balanced, thoroughly discipled believer must capture both the victories and the possibilities for the sufferings. They go together. The fruit of the Spirit, the inner work of transformation, where you are Christ-like in thoughts, in conversation, in your life. Death to self, a detachment from excessive pleasure and the cares, the desires of this life. Living a life that is excellent but modest enough to keep your focus intact. Placing priority on Jesus as the highest and the noblest relationship in this life. Freedom from mammon, the god of gold. An obsession for money. And building your confidence and your self-worth around the presence or the absence of things. Victory and dominion. Oh, you should experience many triumphs in your life by engaging the word. And finally, freedom from the fear of persecution. Doesn't mean to go and enter trouble. Many have died thinking they were persecuted, but it was foolishness. There are times where you do everything, the horse is prepared for battle, but if it meets you there, you fight. You do. I told you one time I flew. I've not had many of those incidences. It's just one I remember having, where the aircraft, it was as if it was already gone. I was in that aircraft. It was as if somebody held it and was bouncing it like a ball. And I thought to myself, I said, so is this going to be the day? Let me tell you this. If you die without Jesus, you are going to hell. Period. If you die without Jesus, you are going to hell. The meaning of that is that there is no possibility for finding salvation in the grave. When Lazarus cried and the rich man begged Lazarus, he says, go to my family members, they've not died. Warn them that I was proud when I was on earth. I sat on my money and I thought that was everything. Warn them for me. He says, sorry, that cannot happen again. But they have the law. They have the prophets. In our days, we say you have the Bible as a witness, and you have the voice of vessels that God has raised. Don't wait till you die to learn. I'm not scaring you, but I cannot but tell you the truth. Books were opened, ladies and gentlemen, and another book was opened. The works of men were written. That is the day the arrogance of men will fail them. The one who dies without Jesus Christ does not need any judgment. He's already judged. The judgment that will happen, the second death, is to relocate men into hell, officially with Satan. It is the second death. And then that men will be rewarded according to their works. The ones who died as missionaries, their names will be called. We used to sing a song in the seminary. When the roll is called up yonder, 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 I'll be there. Some of you just lied because you will not be there. Not because of what you did or didn't do. No, nobody gets into a relationship with Jesus Christ because of what they did or didn't do. No, you are rewarded in heaven for what you did. That was for the kingdom. But your entrance into the kingdom is not by what you...
Being part of this journey, thank you for staying tuned with God's servants. Just remember the Bible said, your word about healing in my heart, that I may not sin against you. The word is the light. And see what light does is that light directs. Light shoot forth. Light helps to find missing stuffs. And also you followed up God's teaching with jotted down. And I believe good and Lord. Please don't let this word pass by. ensure you take cognizance of everything you've learned from God's servant. Ensure your life works according to this which we read. Remember, God always has the Holy Spirit. He's never going to say this. Either be calling to preach what God's servant minister is doing to put and more to continually getting content, seeing God's servant preaches daily.